Listen up or run for cover. Dropping knowledge from the people who have it to the people who need it. The real Brad Lee Bombs is dropping bombs.
What it is, Brad Lee back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Today in the studio, I've got somewhat of a big wig in the old real estate game.
I try to be, man. I try to be.
I got a hot shot. 300 and some odd agents running around, making themselves a great living under his leadership. John Gafford, welcome to the studio today.
Thanks, Brad. Appreciate you having me, man.
Sure. Now, you own a company called Simply Vegas.
I do.
Now, what if you go outside of Vegas? Doesn't that kind of screw you?
No, not at all. We actually have.
You can't be Simply Vegas in Charlotte.
We're right now. We're actually Simply Denver. We already have Simply Denver.
So you're just Simply.
We're Simply. We're
right.
Simply just the best option for agents to work at or for people to use to buy and sell real estate. That's us. Simply the best.
Why is that?
Well,
and who says?
A lot of reasons, man. There's a lot of things. Number one, we specialize in working with agents that are of a certain caliber, different. You know, there's a lot of people that break into the real estate industry that are new, and that's all well and great. But we tend to cater towards a more experienced agent that's been around for a while, that's looking to really run their individual business inside of our business.
Right.
We don't have a lot of constraints with what you can or can't do. We have kind of a saying, if it's legal, it's okay with us. We don't tell people you have to brand a certain way. We say brand yourself, but leverage us is what we say. And that philosophy attracts a certain agent that wants to build a bigger business. And we also probably charge a lot different than most people. We're a flat fee brokerage, which means that we make the certain amount, we make a flat fee off a deal regardless of what the agent makes. We have had transactions here in Vegas. A very well-known casino mogul bought a house recently. Transaction was $13 million. Agent made a couple $100,000. We made $400.
You'd think that's like a small purchase for the mogul.
You would think it would be. You would think, man.
Like $13 million. Would he buy a hovel?
Well, you would think. It was actually a pretty nice crib here in Vegas. But also, remember when Veer Towers, the MGM product, sold from Veer to Portis, right? We brokered that deal. It's a $147 million transaction, largest single residential transaction in Vegas history. We made $400. Agent made a large chunk. And people are probably going, man, you're crazy. How do you guys stay in? How do you stay afloat? Well, when you do that, close to 4,000 times a year, and you've got other businesses that are integrated with that we also have profit centers that go, it's a good business for us, our agents, and for the people that buy and sell with us.
Yeah, so why wouldn't every real estate agent in the freaking city just work for you?
There's a lot of reasons. I mean, some people really feel they need to have a name brand behind them, and there's nothing wrong with that. They feel they need that red, white, and blue Remax or that Keller Williams or whatever they feel they need to have. But what my philosophy has always been is people are not hiring so much your company. They need to like and respect your company.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they're hiring you. And if they're not, then there's a problem. If the only reason they're hiring you is because of the company, you're never going to have a long business relationship with them because they might just find something they like better at the company. So I think that's the reasoning, is a lot of people feel they need to have that backup.
We were talking earlier about training. Mm-hmm. What is your thought on training? There's a high turnover in the real estate, not brokerage, but
in the industry.
Agent.
90% of people that get into real estate, if you're listening to this and you're thinking about it, this is what you're up against. If you go to one of those classes wherever you are and you're sitting around and you see all those people that are, man, hungry and ready to get in the business and watched $1 Million Listing last night and going to leave this class and go buy a Maserati, well, 90% of the people that are in that class with you will be back to waiting tables in a year. They're going to be out. And the reason being is because people think buying and selling real estate is understanding how to fill out a contract. And yes, that's important because that's what gets you sued, but that's the smallest part of what we do. When you come into the real estate industry as an agent, you are opening You Incorporated. And a lot of people have never done that. So they don't take the time to learn the basic business skills that you would need to have to run any type of business. Forget if it's real estate, it's any type of business at all.
Yeah.
So what we try to do with our agents is again, we don't really hire new people, but we try to take that education to the next level by teaching people next level thinking, how to run a business and a company. I would say that the percentage of agents at our company that are just off on their own doing their thing is relatively small. We have agents that come in and build their own companies inside of ours. What I mean is they have 10, 12, 15, in some cases 20 agents working for them on their business, just flying their flag under our brand.
Like Team Diamond.
Exactly. That's how you build longevity in the real estate business. That's how you do it.
So you grew up in a small town in Florida.
I did, man. I did. I grew up in a little town called Lake City, Florida.
Lake City, that's where my brother lives right now.
Shut up. There's no way.
Dead balls telling the truth.
Well, then, man, either he's in jail or so I feel bad for you because, man, that is not an aspiration anybody has to live in Lake City, Florida. Yeah. So for those of you, yeah,
don't believe me?
Are you? There's no way.
Sure.
There's
you
just
grew up
no
there
way.
how long ago?
I grew up there. I was born in 1972, and I lived there till I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
My father actually just passed away last year there, so he was there his whole life, and that was it. But yeah, that's crazy. He lives in Lake City, Florida. That's absolutely nuts. But the thing,
let's see, I may be incorrect.
There's not. He lives in Lakeland, I bet. I'm going to make a bet it's Lakeland.
Jeff, right now I can't come to the phone, and unfortunately my voicemail doesn't.
Yeah, I'm going to go with
excuses.
I'm going to go with Lakeland.
You ever get
Florida.
those people that give excuses on their voicemail?
Can't pay with rent with excuses.
I would bet you 1,000 cash. It's Lake City, Florida.
Oh, you know what, man? I'm almost going to have to go. I'm almost going to have to take it.
You want to?
Because I think it's going to be Lakeland. I don't think it's going to be Lake City.
You want to?
I'll go G right now. I'll do it.
Come on.
I'll go G.
Let's see. I'm going to call him again.
I'll go Grant. Come on, Lakeland.
Come on.
Hey, what's up?
Jeff, what city do you live in?
Lake City?
Oh, my God.
Lake City, Florida. You owe me a G, dog. You just won me a G.
I do. Oh, you're grand.
Welcome.
This dude said he grew up in Lake City, Florida. I said, I think my brother lives there. He said, no, Lakeland. No one would want to live in Lake City.
No, it's Lake City.
Oh, my God.
Lake City, Florida. Is there some famous landmark only the Lake Cityans would know?
Oh, God.
No, there's Orlando State Park, Itchituckney Spring.
Oh,
which is
God.
pretty famous. Itchituckney's a natural spring.
Yeah.
Well, you just made me a G.
Man.
Isn't that something?
You're welcome.
Look at that.
Spend it all wisely.
I'll holler.
Look at that. Good.
Bam.
Lord.
Freebie on the GB.
Free money right there. There it was.
That's right. Listen, that's why I always make sure people don't understand about me, and you can ask anyone that knows. I usually, and this isn't permanent, I mean, for like 100% fact, but it's mostly fact. I don't bet unless I'm going to win. Just so you know. Just so you know about the future.
Okay. In my defense, really quick, the obscurity of this little town, that was a virtual lock. I mean, that was like that scene in Honeymoon in Vegas when he's like, it just doesn't happen. There's no way you lose to a straight flush. That's what I just had. I'm sitting on a straight flush, and you just had a royal flush.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Well, what's crazy is like your dad died last year. My dad died last year. You come from Lake City. He's in Lake City.
Yeah.
You got a Breitling. I'm wearing my Breitling.
Exactly.
We got a lot in common. Let me ask you this. What'd you learn? Dave, who set this up, said, man, ask him how living in a small town shaped his view on money. So what happened?
Well, here's what happened. So at a young age, my father was an attorney in this small town that we know. And
so you were a Richie.
No, well, hang on. Here's the problem. So my parents got divorced when I was 6. And
whose didn't?
Exactly. But if there's anything that you should, and this is an advice for any women that live in small southern towns out there, the one thing you should never do in life.
See, my parents were 6 when I got divorced.
Yeah, well, no, mine too. But here's the point. You should never divorce a southern lawyer in a small southern town where he knows every judge for 150 miles.
Right.
So my father got off very, very light in the divorce. Very light. My mother really scrambled. Really scrambled as I was a kid. Now, granted, I mean, there's a lot of people with worse stories. But the one thing we did get in the divorce was we got the family house. So we lived at the country club on a big house on the golf course, hole number 2. But the problem was it was all a facade because we didn't have the money to really support this place. And we didn't have, so here I'm around all these other kids that are Richies. And at a very young age, I learned 2 things. Number 1, I learned a very high level of resiliency. And it was funny when I was actually on The Apprentice years later. One of the things that I'm most proud about that experience is after it was all said and done, Dr. Liza Siegel, who was the head psychologist, said that I tested higher in resiliency than anybody they had ever had on that show. And I love that. And I think that came from that time because at a very young age, I started wearing this mask. I mean, you don't realize you do it, but you start pretending to be something you're not at a very early age. And somewhere around I was the age of 16, I just decided that this wasn't working for me anymore, man. It just trying to be something I wasn't and having to pretend all the time was exhausting. And at that point, we moved because of that. Because it was really hard on me as a kid. So in my later years, what happened was it developed this sense, just like anything else, you try to push things down, right? You try to, things that happen to us as kids shape who we are as adults, whether we want to believe that or not. You try to push it down. And for me, I've always had this very serious materialistic issue. And I'm not saying buying nice stuff. You said we both got the same Breitling. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with buying nice stuff. I love it. If you're buying it for the right reason.
Well, this is my play watch.
Right. But the point being is I was buying shit for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
So if I just had this house, if I just had my 7,000 square foot house, man, everything's going to be okay with me. I'm going to feel right with the world. And so I started chasing self-worth through the things that I was buying. And I think that was the biggest problem with me. And when I made that shift in my mindset to come from a place of my self-worth is generated from who I am and what I do to help others rather than the stuff that I buy.
There's a bomb, fellas. Ladies, listen up. Because to find real confidence is from within, and to find real value comes from within.
Exactly right.
Because I know people that are the best people in the world. They don't have and they're rich. They could have them, but they don't because they're past them. I think you get past things.
Yeah.
But that's a true statement right there. So you learn that at a young age.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think that experience developed that in me, and that was part of the adversity of what I had to get over internally before I was going to find any type of real success or any type of real happiness. I had to get beyond that.
Yeah. How'd you end up on The Apprentice?
Man, it's a funny story. This is, again, it was a cool opportunity. I love it. It doesn't define my life, and thank God, like so many other people that were on reality television, it's not the high point of my life, which is good. But my sister called and said, hey man, let's go try out for The Apprentice. And this was right after season 1, and I said, man, I just have no interest in being on a reality television show. No interest.
I almost made it on The Apprentice.
Did you? You went into that?
They did a background check,
and that was it. You're done.
Can't get on.
So anyway, they drag you through. You go to these auditions. They just kind of kept calling me. And then it gets down to the final 50. And when you get to the final 50, they flew us to LA, and everybody's in their own hotel room, and you go through a week of like psychological testing and, background checks and all the stuff, right? Intelligence tests, everything. And you notice the room shrinking a little bit every day. They're cutting people out every day. And this is the top 50 out of 1.8 million people, I think, tried out that year. And finally gets down towards the end of the week, and they say, okay, NBC brass wants to see you upstairs. All right. So I put my suit on, and the PA, the handler guy, was like, take me upstairs, and I open these 2 big double doors, and there's Mark Burnett sitting in the middle with about 15 NBC brass people behind him. Right. And I walk up and I go, how you doing, Mr. Burnett? My name's John Gafford. And I stuck my hand out, and he's sitting there all smug, and he's eating M&Ms, and he just takes an M&M and sets it in my hand. Didn't shake my hand. And it pissed me off, and it kind of rattled me a little bit. And then the next 5 minutes proceeded to go not very well. I don't think it went very well. I thought it was not very good, and I felt like I wasn't being me. And then we left. I got back to the hotel room, and I was pissed. And I was like, man, I just screwed that up. I've been dicking around with this for now, 6 months, and now it just resulted in this. And the PA comes down, they go, they want to see you again upstairs. I said, okay, hang on, but now we're doing it my way. I said, give me a minute. So I raid the mini bar real quick. Go upstairs. Like I said, there was double doors. I kick those doors. Bam! They open. Everybody jumps. I walk in. Burnett looks at me. I go, hey, before you can say an effing word, let me tell you something. The reason you want to put me on your television show is when you invest in me, you get back 100 times what you invest. And I pulled a bag of M&Ms that I pulled out in the mini bar and threw them in his face and walked out. Door shut behind me. Everybody started laughing. The PA said that was amazing. And then that's how I got on the show.
Did you say effing?
No, well, no, I didn't. You forget where you are sometimes. I forget we're on a podcast, not the radio. But no, I didn't say effing. It was thorough, what I said. But the reality of it was in that moment, and much of the things that I've done in my life, I decided, you know what? Win, lose, or draw, I'm going out how I want to go out. I don't really care what anybody else does. If I'm going to lose, I'm losing on my terms.
There's another bomb dizzle, ladies and gentlemen. How come people won't do that, you think? Why are they so afraid?
Because I think people are they're more about losing an opportunity than winning an opportunity, and that's the difference.
They're also more worried about what y'all think rather than what they think.
They're always out there, aren't they?
It just doesn't make sense. I had a guy DM me this morning. He's like, can you give me some advice? How do you go out there and not fear failing or ridicule from what your family and friends might say? And I say, well, like, I'm thinking, how in the hell can people need advice in this manner? Like, first of all, if you want something else, that means you have something that you don't necessarily want, right? Because if you had what you want, you wouldn't want something else. Right. Make sense?
Yeah, sure.
So if you want something else, something different, then you don't want what you have, but yet you're afraid to let go of what you don't want to try and get what you do want.
Right.
And worst case scenario, you end up back where you started.
just sitting doing nothing. But see, here's what I would say even further. I'm surprised you even answered the guy. Not because you're not a nice guy, but because the way that he framed that question. Do you really believe that anything that you were going to say he would do?
I don't know. I answered essentially in this way, shorter though, and he said thank you, and wow, and that was it. But they call it social media because you're supposed to be social.
No, I got it.
So a lot of times people will text gurus or celebrities or advisors or subject matter experts, and they don't get a response.
Right.
And I think, you keep doing that and you're not going to have any followers.
No, that's a good point.
But I give them my opinion whether they like it or not. And I just basically told them, look, the way I do it is I fear more staying the same than I do failing. Because if I stay the same,
well, you're growing or dying.
That's what scares me.
Yeah.
So apparently he's scared of trying and failing. I'm scared of not trying.
Yeah.
Now, how do I do that? Because I understand that, you have to take a shot in order to make it.
Yeah.
You're not going to make it if you don't take a shot. So that's just common sense. I don't see why people don't understand that. Then the next one, what if your friends and family laugh at you? Dude, I don't give a rat's ass who laughs at me. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, I have to believe in myself.
Yeah.
It's what I think. Like, there's been a lot of times where I've made moves or said something that I regret. Like, damn, man, I made that person feel bad, and I didn't realize they'd be all butthurt. Mm. So I've regretted it. It's what I think. Like, dude, you shouldn't have said that. But I've also said shit on a lot of occasions where everyone's like, dude, why would you say that? And I'm like, fuck you and fuck him and fuck them. And like, dude, if they can't handle the truth, then they shouldn't be in this room. So on the opposite, people wonder why I said it. And then people wonder why I didn't say it. Dude, who gives a shit what people think? Here's the bomb. Worry about what you think. And if you have confidence and integrity and ethics and you're doing the right thing, which again, I'm assuming you are if you're trying to better yourself, because being a scammy little fucking piece of shit is never going to help anybody long term.
No. And
believe me, I've had my history. Point being is, at the end of the day, you gotta make a deal with yourself and say, listen, I need to impress myself. See, I'm not trying to impress you. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to impress myself. If I impress you and I'm letting myself down, what did I really win?
No, for sure.
Nothing. So I just told him, don't worry about what other people think. Worry about what you think. Don't compare yourself to some douchebag on Instagram with a Ferrari. Mm-hmm. A, might not even be his Ferrari.
No.
B, who you don't know what that person went through. Daddy could have gave him the money. He could have been working 10 years ahead of you. Like, I know people that they've got jets. They fuck with me and they're like, well, I got a jet. You know what I say? Yeah, and you're 10 years fucking older than me. Yeah. Like, give me 3 more,
yeah, I'll get
bitch.
There. I'm going to get there.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I don't compare myself to my buddies that have jets. Like, good for them. I compare myself to me. What did I do yesterday?
That's it.
And that's basically, in a nutshell, a short way, or this is a long way of telling him what I said. I said, don't worry about fucking taking a chance. You have to. And don't worry about what people think. Worry about what you think.
But I think also one of the reasons that people get so worried about what other people think is their fear of being polarizing. And people ask me
or
a
laughed
lot,
at, ridiculed, anything.
Well, here's the thing: a wise guy told me one time, a long time ago, doesn't matter if they're talking good, doesn't matter if they're talking bad. It's when they stop talking you got a problem. And people, I think, are so scared to take a stand on things and take a position. Now, I will say this: I'm going to remove politics from that opinion. I don't think if you are in the sales industry and you deal with customers, I don't think you should have an opinion outwardly on politics, because you're going to alienate 50% of your marketplace. However, if there is something that is directly affecting your industry, I think the majority of people probably feel the way you do. I think people like to see you plant a flag. I mean, I'll give you an example if you wanted this. So something I just did yesterday.
Well, I mean, I like to keep shit real, but it doesn't mean that you have to say everything that you feel. Like, no. There's a face tattoo I see on people, and I'm like, dude, that probably wasn't a good idea. When it comes to like making money. Yeah. Now, hey, if you love, having, death around your eyelid, good for you. I don't blame you, but probably wasn't a good decision when it comes to applying for a job or, commingling at the country club or whatever it is. So when I say keep it real, it doesn't mean go out and run your mouth, without any kind of tact or filter.
I have had that, we've had that argument many, many times. Exactly how many records do you have to sell before the neck tattoo is a good idea? Like is it 100,000 records? Is it 1,000,000 records? Where?
Know when I'd get a neck tattoo?
When?
What's tattoo? Well, never. But if I were going to, it would be when I don't give a rat's fuck
about anything
anymore. Like
that's just it.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I don't ever need anyone to talk to me, be nice to me, hire me, engage me. I'm done.
Hey, they're not going to buy your record. I don't give a fuck.
I'm going to sell my boat.
Done.
I'm just done.
Done.
I got it all. I'm good.
Don't give a rat's dick what you think.
Go right for the ice cream cone right on the cheek.
And believe it or not, a lot of times people do that prematurely to make that statement when it's premature.
Yeah.
And then they're sitting there wondering why they can't get to the next level. And it may be because some racist, biased, prejudiced prick, but who cares why it is? You can't control other people. If I walk in with a big face tattoo and somebody fucking doesn't give me an opportunity because of it, I'm the dipshit for getting the face tattoo. They want to blame. Well, this guy's against.
He's against face tattoos.
Dude, quit pointing and blaming other people, dude. You made the decision to get a fucking face tattoo.
Yeah.
It's like my wife this morning, dude. I swear to you, and I don't know if she listens to my podcast, but if she does, she won't be able to deny this.
All right.
I got a 3-year-old.
Okay.
I'm walking in the bathroom this morning, and I hear her say, "Hurry up, Kendall. You're always making your sister late." And I said, "What the fuck did you just say?" She said, "Well, she just won't get her head." And I said, "Babe, first of all, you got to calm down. Second of all, you're 30.
Yeah.
She's 3. Like she is.
Who's making who late?
Yeah, I'm like, she's 3 years old, and you're blaming a 3-year-old. I go, are you listening to yourself? And then she starts to realize how dumb that sounds. Like a 3-year-old is why her sister's late. It's not because you didn't get up an hour early if that's what's necessary. It's not because you didn't walk over, grab her hand, and force her and deal with the little tantrum she might throw. You're just going to blame a 3-year-old. Who's in control here?
Yeah. Well,
it's the same thing when you get adult, though. That's the same thing.
Like,
why do you think somebody that didn't give you an opportunity because you got a face tattoo is the reason? No, you're the reason. You either didn't close them, or it's because you got a face tattoo
prematurely.
You did that
prematurely.
Yeah,
tattoo. You can't get it.
I'm gonna get a big old "fuck you" on my forehead.
It's
one of these days.
It's so funny, man. Talking about your kids,
but it'll be a temporary.
Just a temporary one. You just get off.
You have to. You don't get permanent.
Well, you see, here's the thing. I'm all about going with the monikers, but you got to get them done in a way that makes sense. Like, for example, my suits, right? When you get up, all my suits are made for bad motherfucker. That's what they say. So I know exactly who these suits are for. I'm not getting this on my forehead, but it's on my lapel.
Yeah.
It's a subtle reminder to myself, not to the world who I am.
Right.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Did you get that from Pulp Fiction?
I did.
Gotcha. Now, mine just says exclusively made for Brad Lee.
Well,
the reason why is because when I give them to somebody else.
I didn't want. That's why I got this.
Why?
Because I didn't want my suit to be worn by somebody else with my name on it. Like, can you imagine that? Like you're like a valet somewhere.
You don't
somewhere?
have to worry about someone else wearing your
that's
suit.
True.
You have to worry about when I open that and it says made exclusively for Jerry Seinfeld or something.
Exactly.
Like, don't wear someone else's.
Well, that's the point.
Which, by the way, brings me back to caring what people think. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck. If you gave me 5 suits and I needed them, and I opened it up and it said, made for John Gafford, and someone goes, "Oh, you're wearing someone else's suits," I'd be like, "Fuck yeah."
Yeah. Who cares?
I wouldn't give a rat's dick. It's like Dave over there with his butter tits. He seems to not care.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're walking around like that, I mean, can you really? Is there an argument? No, I'm just kidding.
Dude,
I'm not going to do you dirty. He can do. I'm not doing you dirty,
dude,
man.
He's got man boobs. They're slowly shrinking, but he's still got man boobs. He was getting some serious man boobs, and he's got a twin brother.
Was it?
Well, his twin brother
was he the fat one? For a minute?
No, the twin brother was the really fat one. Is he losing weight yet?
Oh, he's getting there.
Okay. Anyway, but like he had man boobs. No, he had girl boobs, but he had man boobs. This one.
No, yeah, no.
Then he got a Peloton, and he thinks,
you know what? I already heard the Peloton pitch earlier.
Yeah,
I heard that.
Yeah, now he's starting to trim down where his man boobs are going away. But he didn't seem to care that he had man boobs. It didn't stop him from ripping off the shirt at the pool.
No,
did it?
Not one bit.
The nipples looking downward. It didn't even matter.
No.
How do you think like that?
What do you mean?
Like, how do you not care that people are looking at your man boobs, knowing full well they're thinking, "Oh, look at old butter tits."
I don't think anyone cares, man, at all. I think that if you're not the one with...
Oh, yeah, they care, dude. Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, my God, how does he even take his shirt off in front of people?
I don't think they care at all. I think that you're the weird one if you don't take your shirt off.
See, I'm just messing with him just to get the butter tits in there. Like, butter tits is funny. There's people driving around right now laughing
just listen to butter
their
tits.
balls
that was
off.
It.
Because they're just hearing man boobs and butter tits.
Like, what do you listen to? Oh, business podcast. There it is.
And that's another thing. I've had people come on this podcast and say, "Dude, the reason I like your podcast is because, like, you could be talking about, financial statements and EBITDA and ROI, and the next thing you know, you're talking about man boobs and shit stains." And I'm like, well, dude, that's where the conversation went. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah,
like,
my fault.
what I do is I press record, we shoot the shit, and if it ends up going in a weird direction, it is what it is. Well, that's why this dude and most people like this podcast, when in reality, the podcasters told me this will never ever work.
Never gonna work.
Yeah, like you have to have your things written down, and when your guests come on, you have to have a list of questions. I'm like, dude, but that's what they all do. Yeah. I just want to shoot the shit and record it and see what happens. Maybe a nugget of value comes out of it. Maybe we'll drop a few bombs. And that's when I said, dude, I'm going to call it dropping bombs. I'm going to frickin' record it. And whatever we talk about. And guess what? Bombs drop left and right. You've already dropped a bunch of bombs. What would you say is the flag football lesson that you learned from your kids?
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. So my kid's playing flag football, and 10-year-old flag football is incredibly competitive, as you might imagine. But anyway, so he's playing this in Henderson, and he's on a team, and this is not a rant about the coaching on my kid's football team. It's not. But so he's on a team, and it's one of those teams where, hey, we're gonna learn the game. Everybody gets to play a different position, and we're all gonna mix this up, and we're gonna do this. Okay, so every other team, every other snap, somebody's lined up differently. Okay, now we played these teams in his little flag football league. One of them beat us like 56-0. This is last week, and even last night we got killed. And these teams have a kid that plays quarterback. They got the same kid at receiver every time. They got the same kid at running back, the same kid here, same kid at safety. They line up the same kids in the same place.
Well, why wouldn't they?
Well, because here's the thing. Because in youth sports, they want everybody to have fun and do what's good and do this and have fun. Winning is fun.
I was about to say.
Well, that's my point. I did a video about this the other day, and the caption of it was, "Winning is more fun than having fun playing." And it's true. And I finally said to the coach, last night, finally, because my son, when he's in there, I like to think of him as next J.J. Watt. He's in there playing flag football. He gets 3 quarterback hurries and 2 sacks playing flag football. And he finally said, "Why do I have to play offense?" That's what my son said, because all he wants to do is rush the passer. So I asked his coach, I said, "Hey, man, can he just play defense all the time?" And he's like, "He wants to do that?" I go, "Yeah, that's all he wants to do." I'm like, we're getting killed every week because these other teams are picking one thing and focusing on that. And I think that's so true in business. This is what a lot of people do.
Sure.
In the digital age, people want to jump around and they want to jump from this idea to that idea. And I'm going to do this week and this week. And they don't give anything enough time to get good at it. When in reality, if you just took one thing, the one thing that you're good at, and you focus on that, you're going to find a lot of success.
Dude, you can take one thing you're bad at and focus
on
on that and get good.
Yeah, but everybody wants to jump around. We're in the modern area where it's this, and if it doesn't work, we're going to jump to something else.
Dude, think about us as kids when we started walking. We were very good at it? No.
No.
What about riding a bike?
Nope.
Weren't good at all. Driving, all that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I started out driving pretty good, but you get the point. The point is, man, dude, you got to get good at anything, and I'd take my kid off that team.
Well, here's my thought. This was my thought, and I kind of said this last night in a nice way. I said, the only thing you're teaching my son right now is to be good at, to accept losing, accept effort. And I said, and that is not a mentality that we teach in my house, because the world's not going to get easier. I mean, I read some stat today that 30% of the current jobs in this country across the board by 2030 will be automated. It's an article I read today. I think
But
it's in the journal.
don't put too much stock in that. You know that 71% of all statistics are made up.
Right. Exactly. But the point being is I do see a lot of that stuff. I mean, the world's not going to become an easier place.
No.
It's getting harder every day, which is why, winning, knowing how to win, understanding how to win, and understanding what it means to lose it's not okay. It's going to be our stuff that we really try to instill in my kids. It's important, and we start them early. I mean, it's funny. The other day, my son, this is a funny thing too. My son was going to school the other day, the other morning, and I've got him on Caleb Maddox's book. I'm sure you know who Caleb is.
Sure.
And Caleb's books are great if you have kids, by the way. They're awesome for kids. And he's reading the How to Make Money as a Kid book. And he's walking out the door, and he's telling me as he's walking out frantically, Dad, I got to get to 3 income streams. I got to get 3 income streams. I can't just depend on 1 income stream. And I'm like, okay. So he leaves and goes out the door.
See, again, that's also bullshit advice.
Well, but walking out the door. But this is where his mind is. And as we're walking out the door, my wife calls me about 5 minutes later and goes, hey, did Hayden leave his book bag at the house? And I looked over and I'm like, there's his book bag. And I'm like, my immediate knee-jerk reaction was, man, the kid's got one thing. You got one thing you got to take to school. It's your book bag. It's the only thing you're responsible for. How do you forget this? What's wrong with him? And my wife's like, well, should I come back and get it? I'm like, no, he needs to learn that if there's consequences to your action, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, don't get it. It's fine. And I was angry. And then my wife goes, well, do you ever consider that the reason he forgot his book bag is he was thinking about having multiple income streams? And I kind of stopped myself for a second and I realized that line of thinking is so much more important than probably anything, the fractions that are in his backpack that he's going to use later in life.
I was going to say, you just called it a book bag, and then you just said backpack. And I was about to say, dude, how old are you? Like, who the fuck calls shit book bags?
I don't know, man.
They ain't had book bags since freaking
No, they're done. They're done.
Yeah. Like, dude, what's a book bag?
Right. Backpack.
Yeah,
there you go.
Backpacks. It's funny because, how old are you, by the way?
I am 45 years old.
Okay, so I got a little edge on you.
Little edge.
I got a little edge. I'm about 4 years older.
Yeah.
About to be 50, 50.
But see, here's the funny thing though. We've got that. We both hit that age where you got to do the math real quick. I saw you kind of dart to the left where you're like, I'm got to do the math.
Well, when I was born, you see, it was January.
Okay.
And I don't really bring this up because people always say, yeah, right. Well, it's the fucking truth. So really, I'm 49, about to be 50, and really, I'm about to be freaking 49.
Right.
Now, the reason why is because, like, January is my birthday.
Okay.
Now, remember when you were writing the date every day in school, and then you would remember that the year changed?
Right.
So you're used to writing 68, 69, 70, and then, like, the first couple days into writing the date, you're like, oh, shit. This ain't 69 anymore. It's 70, right?
Right.
Okay, well, I was actually born in 70.
So they just misplaced the number.
No, they put 69 because it had just been 69, right, my friend.
So
they made a mistake and they wrote 127. This is handwriting. There was no digital shit, dude, in 69. So
is this what you tell yourself, or is this real?
This is the fucking truth.
Okay, all right.
So they wrote 127.69 and then later corrected it and made 127.70. But the 127.69, my parents used to get me in school and to get me a driver's
So you were
license.
a year ahead of everybody.
I was a year behind.
You're behind
everybody.
Did you find that? Did you think that helped you? Like that? Was it the Outliers book or
what?
The Outliers book where it says it's better if kids are a year older in school and you hold them back? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. You know,
Do you think it's an advantage for you to be older than the other kids, or no, not advantage?
Well, in my particular case, it wasn't an advantage. In my particular case, it wouldn't have mattered.
Right.
Because there was no, you know, I had no competition.
Well, I just imagine you rolling in like 7th grade Johnny Bravo, just straight rolling in.
No,
ready to go.
but to be all joking aside, I think it did play a role because I was around bigger kids. Mm-hmm. They were 1 year more developed than I was.
So you were younger than they were.
Yeah. So like,
Okay,
dude,
yeah.
if my birth certificate
you were
I was
younger.
1 day
I
old,
I got it. Yeah, you were technically 1 year.
It showed me as a year old.
Yeah.
So when I went to school, it said I was 6, but I was really only 5.
Right.
Right now
Got
it says I'm 49, but I'm really only 48.
Right.
But when I try to tell people that, they're like, "Oh yeah, right, yeah." So I quit telling people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's the fucking truth. If I called my stepmom right now, who's raised me since I was 2,
and she lives in Lake City, Florida, I'm guessing.
no, she lives in Bend, Oregon.
Okay, got it.
Actually, Lapine, but who knows that little town. Anyway, the bottom line is we were just up there because my dad died, and she came over and she was talking to a bunch of us, and she brought that up, and there was 2 people there that I told that didn't believe me, and I said, "See, I fucking told you." Like,
there it is.
Like, you fucking liar.
Boom.
But it's the truth. So at the end of the day, I'm about to be 48 or 49, but everyone will be celebrating my 5-0. And nobody knows that. Now everybody knows that. But who gives a rat's dick?
I come on here and I'm dragging the goods out of you.
Well, why did that even come up?
I don't know.
Let's see. There was a reason for it. So anyway, at the end of the day, no, when I went to school, I was a year younger than everybody. I was smaller than everybody. I was less developed than everybody. And I think it did help me in reality because I had to try harder. And you know, it made me a little bit at a disadvantage from sports.
Yeah, sure.
And things because I was the little one.
Yeah.
And I was a runt too, man.
Yeah.
I didn't start growing till about 6th, 7th grade. I was a little tiny runt, like big time. It was crazy.
I was always like the tallest kid, but I always weighed like 35 pounds.
But listen, when I grew up, winning is what was important. Yeah. And it wasn't just my dad that believed that. The whole freaking world believed that.
Yeah.
Like, dude, there was no, "Oh, I'm sorry, we all get a ribbon." There was no ribbons.
Yep.
There was one kid that always got the fucking attention, always got the trophy. Mm-hmm. One team got the trophy. Yeah, there was 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place.
Yeah.
But that was it. There was no participatory ribbons.
Dude.
I think it was ruining the kids today.
Well, today.
Showing them how to be entitled. I tell people, you know, when they come here, like leads will come in. Mm-hmm. Someone will say, "Well, how come we don't all get those?" I'm like, dude, this ain't fucking Little League.
Yeah.
Everyone don't get to bat.
Yep.
I want my freaking home run hitters
To go to the plate.
Wouldn't that be unbelievable if a baseball, the MLB, you could like just have the same people bat? Like anyone could bat.
That's just like Rizzo for the Cubs goes to the plate every time.
Every time.
It's pinch running and he comes right back.
It'd be unbelievable. I'd love it.
It would make the game a lot more
But
interesting.
no, there has to be a batting order and everyone has to bat, and like that's bullshit, especially when it comes with kids sports.
But today, here's a great example of how, you know, I've got a belt, right? I've got this, it's a full on like championship belt that I had custom made for my real estate team, the guys that work for me and the gals. And my team, there's a lot of value on this. The person that closes the most deals in the month gets to wear the belt. And I mean, it's a big deal when you win this thing. And last month, it's the first time this has ever happened. I've been doing this for probably 3 years. First time this has ever happened. My team kind of laid an egg last month. I mean, nobody really did. I mean, everybody did a little, but nobody did an exceptional amount. So I went to my team meeting yesterday.
Well, laying an egg means hoop.
Well, they didn't hoop well. To me, for what I saw, might as well have been a donut. I mean, it wasn't that great. But I went to my meeting yesterday and I said, "Look, guys, you know, normally first meeting of the month, they expect me to announce the winner. It's going to be a big deal." And I said, "Here's the winner. Nobody. Nobody's giving it this. Because if I give this out this month, if I hand out this award, I am reducing it to a participation ribbon. I'm saying, here, you're the valedictorian of summer school. Congratulations, you're the best loser. And I'm not going to taint something that I like and something that you guys value and devalue it by giving it out this month."
So did you take your kid off the game or the team?
No, I talked to the coach, and I think we're going to make some changes. And the reality of it is I literally think if they'll just put him where he needs to be and put a couple of other kids where they need to be, it will change the whole season. I think they're going to do that.
Does the coach want to have fun?
It's very important for the coach that the kids have fun.
Yeah, but you already touched on it. the kids will have more fun
if they win.
winning
And
being able to talk shit
we
to
talked
the
it up
other
last
team
night.
players.
We talked it up last night. We did.
I sponsored a softball team, I think here, a kickball team, and I told the coaches right in front of everybody. They're like, well, who gets to play, or everybody wants to play? And I said, no. Everyone here can't play. They go, what do you mean?
If we're going to play, we're playing to win.
Yeah, I said, dude, if the Lightspeed team is on the fucking field, we're going to win, or at least we're going to give it a hell of an effort. That person sucks. That person can barely walk as it is, let alone freaking, run bases. And they're like, oh, dude, you're being rude. I'm like, dude, if I'm paying,
We're winning.
we're winning.
That's it.
And I'm like, if you guys want to just go have fun, then go do an intramural after school special. Like, don't put my name on
Yeah,
it.
you don't have to sponsor that.
Yeah. And guess what? We went out there. Next thing you know, he's like, dude, and he's letting people play that shouldn't be playing, and he's letting people up that shouldn't be up. And I said, you're no longer the coach. Didn't I? Were you there, Dave?
Made an ownership change and made it.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you're no longer the coach. They get all butthurt talking to HR, and let me tell you guys something. Here's a bomb for you. Here's a bomb for you guys that go to HR to talk about the owner or the manager or HR works for the owners. So when you go to HR and tell HR whatever it is you're telling them, keep in mind if it's about the owners, or at least even the chief executives, 9 times out of 10, the HR person's reporting to them. No, most people don't understand that.
And you know what everybody say? People that are hearing that right now, half of them are going, well, that's not fair.
I know they'll tell you, hey, here's a phone number you can call. That phone number records you, and then the owners hear you. It's an unfair thing. It should be changed. Like if someone here has a problem with me, like if anyone here has a problem with me, they can come to me.
Anytime.
I'll fire myself. I will. Like anyone has a complaint with me, I'll fire myself. Yeah, I don't need anyone else to fire me.
No.
Nor can anyone. So your best bet is to talk to me, because guess what? If I think I'm offending you and doing anything wrong, I swear I'll apologize. I'll stop immediately because I don't want to offend anybody. But to go to a HR department in a normal company, this ain't a normal company. People can go to HR, of course, and we do give them a phone number that doesn't go to me in this company. But most people come to me. Why? Because if you have a problem with me, come to me, man. We'll figure it out, hug it out, walk it out or work it out. But we're gonna fix it. But most companies, I have a couple CEO buddies that these employees will go to HR and complain about rules that the fucking managers made, the owner made. Are you guys stupid?
Yeah, I mean, I think that one of the things that kills companies,
it doesn't work, bro.
No, but here's the thing. I mean, the problem with me is with all that is everything's got to be fair now. Everything's fair. Like in my house, all right, just tell you this another way I'm raising my kids. Fair is a bad word. If you tell me something's not fair, that doesn't work for me, because nothing's fair. Nothing really is inherently designed to be fair. I mean, there's what someone can do and what they will do. And you've got to operate inside those parameters regardless.
Well, fair to me, I believe in fair and equality. I believe in that.
Well, equality is different. Equality is treating everybody the same.
Yeah, fair is, hey, you can go to the movie, but you can't. Well, why? Well, no reason. I like that kid better.
Well,
that's not fair. Okay. That isn't fair, and you shouldn't do that. But you can go to the movie and you can't. Why? Because you did what I said you could, what you said you needed to, and you didn't.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fair. Fuck you.
Yeah,
that's fair.
And that's the context. I'm leaning in. Everybody wants to go so quick to say everything's not fair, because nobody wants to take personal responsibility for anything.
Because they've been getting ribbons.
Yeah, because they've gotten participation ribbons for years. So, oh God, this can't be my fault.
Why is it? Why? Who started that?
I have no idea. It's one of the worst things that you can possibly do to kids, because I think you're seeing a whole generation of adults that are running through life entitled, and things aren't fair.
So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
How'd you get started in this market?
In real estate here? How'd I get started here?
Yeah.
Man, it was kind of I was in tech industry prior to being in this, and we had just sold our company where we were. And I was kind of sitting on my boat in Tampa, goofing around, doing nothing. And Kendra taught.
Let me ask another question. Why do they call Clearwater Clearwater? That water ain't
It's
clear.
pretty murky. Yeah, they're having red tide right now is what I saw. Somebody posted.
No,
the
I
other
was
day.
there several times, and it's not clear.
No, the fish are floating up. In certain places you can go. There's certain sandbars you can go to that are clear.
I've never seen it. They should call it Muddy Waters.
Now, if you're going to go to
Muddy Water, Florida.
Now, if you're going to go to Florida, you want to see beautiful water, you go to Destin. That's it. Destin Fort Walton.
Well,
That's
you
the
want
spot.
you want to know what's outside of Destin?
What's that?
A little town called Seaside.
Yeah, I love I go I literally go to Seaside at the end of every school year.
Seaside is where they
Love it.
filmed the Truman Show.
Yeah, we're watercolor.
Well, that's
Right there.
Seaside.
Yeah, we rent a house in watercolor every year.
Well, watercolor Seaside's the same
It's
shit.
the same thing. I love it.
Are you one of those dudes that say, well, it's watercolor, separate city, but when you cross the street, you're in
yeah,
Seaside?
you're not in Seaside? No.
Yeah, but watercolor Seaside, I
No,
don't know the area.
you know
but-
who does that? People that own those homes, not the people that just live for a year.
Well, I drove down the street in watercolor. My wife's very picky, especially when it comes to homes.
Yeah.
And we're driving around, not riding a bike, not driving, but we're riding around technically watercolor.
Yeah.
That's where the little watercolored houses are, I
Yeah.
guess. So anyway, we're riding around the neighborhood. Would you live there? Yeah. Would you live there? Yeah. Would you live there? Yeah. I rolled the bike down or slowed the bike down, and I said, stop. She said, what? I said, look up and down all around. Show me a house you wouldn't live in. And she literally looked for about 2 minutes.
They're
And
unreal.
she goes, I'd live in any of them.
Yeah, they're unreal.
I'm like, we got to get a place here. Like
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
And that's the town they filmed the Truman Show, where everything was supposed to be perfect.
Yep.
So Seaside got beautiful water.
The spot.
Destin, I didn't really get to see it from there because it's more of a town.
Well, when I say Destin, I mean watercolor, Seaside, Santa Rosa Beach. But if you start getting too small, then people don't really know what you're talking
Dude,
about.
and let me tell you something. You go buy a house there, and when you're not there, rent it out on
yeah.
VRBO,
Oh, yeah.
and it'll pay for your house.
Oh, yeah.
So how'd you get started?
Well, again, goofing around, came out here, and my friend Kendra Todd was like, she had won my season at Apprentice, and she was in real estate, and she was like, oh, come get a real estate license. It'll be fun. And this was during the boom, and we kind of came out here, and one of the projects we were selling projects all over the country, and they were here during the boom, and then, you meet a girl, and then start flying out here every weekend to see her, and then pretty quickly, you just set up shop. And then from there, it kind of took off. Built a big real estate team at a brokerage I was at, then bought two franchises that were here. Keller Williams did that for a couple of years, sold those and started our company here with my partner, Gavin Ernstone. And in a short time, we literally out of thin air just conjured our company and built it to the third largest very quickly here in town. And I think there's definitely a replicatable formula that we're trying to now teach and move
What
across
was
the
it?
country. I think the basis of it is in real estate, you've got to create great culture for the company. But at the same time, you've got to have a magnet. It's like it's like two parts of an engine. Part of it is the magnet and part of it is the engine. And for our company, when we started out, my partner, Gavin Ernstone, great guy here in town, Gavin probably does $150 million a year on his own. And for some parts of the country, they're like, well, that's nothing if you're in LA. But in Vegas, that's humping it. That's a ton of business. And it's a lot of big homes here. And like Gavin is that guy that like you have the dream. Man, I have the dream. I want to be this dude. Like that's the guy. He's the $1 million listing guy. That's the guy that I want to be. But Gavin, because he's doing that, can't be the engine of the company that makes it go. He can't be the logistics. He can't be the recruiting engine. He can't be the marketing arm. He can't be the find the new tech. He can't be the direction. So the problem is a lot of people try to start real estate companies and they have one of those things without having the other. I mean, you can have the greatest stuff in the world and you can find everything, but if you're not attractive, if you're not the hot girl at the bar that everybody wants to talk to, then nobody's going to gravitate towards you.
Oh, dude, that's rude.
It is. But I'm just saying, you've got to have some attraction there before people gravitate.
Dude, I already tell people that always get mad at me when I say, listen, dude, better looking people get more opportunities because they're better looking. It's the truth.
I'd agree.
Now, if I'm out there listening to this and I'm an ugly dude or an ugly girl, don't get mad at me. I'm trying to tell you the facts. Why? Because if you're ugly or fat, you should probably, and you're unhappy.
Yeah. Because if you're unhappy.
Yeah, because if you're happy and ugly and happy and fat and, you're happy, be happy. But all I know is this. Good-looking people that are fit get more opportunity.
They do.
It's just a fact. So I want to tell people the truth because maybe they're like, well, that ain't fair. Well, again, sorry.
Yeah.
Go get in shape.
Yep.
Go get a plastic surgery. I don't know. But I do know that it's a fact. So I just want to give people enough information to help them get an advantage. And maybe someone's not telling people that. People will always think that, but no one will say it. No one's got the balls to say it. Well, I do. I'm just telling you point blank. Listen, if you guys are out there a little overweight, and when I say a little overweight, I'm a little overweight. So if you look at me and you don't think I'm fat, well, then I'm not talking to you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm talking about fat people. Okay. Heavy people. What's the politically correct? Obese?
Yeah, obese, I think.
Yeah, obese sounds grosser than fat.
It does. It does.
Like when you say this person's obese, I think of the 700 pounders. This person's fat, I think of me like a month ago. Like it wasn't that big a deal. You got a little chunk. You're fat. Mm-hmm. So when I say fat, I mean you're not just a little chunky. You're fat. Okay, well listen. Go to the gym. Get on the keto,
But
go figure out what from a nutritionist what you got to do. Lose the weight. It's better for your health. And let me tell you something. Yeah. Nothing's better than health. You could have millions of dollars and find out real quick how little that means when you are constantly nauseous or you're dying. Okay, your health should be the absolute top priority in your life. Okay, so go get shape for other reasons other than more opportunities open you up. Now, let's say you're just ugly too. Dude, have you ever seen them ugly buff dudes with hot chicks? Yes, because dude, your body can be in shape and good looking, and it makes an ugly dude even better looking. So maybe you're still kind of ugly in the face, but your body's awesome. Mm-hmm. Dude, I'd start there. Then if you're happy, stay happy. But people don't realize that they can change. It's all a decision you can make. I would recommend anybody that's overweight, go get on a fitness program. Mm-hmm. I would recommend anybody that with fucked up teeth to go to the dentist.
Step one is that.
Right? Go to the dentist. I said it one time at a speech. Everyone couldn't believe I said it. I said, if you bought a ticket to this event and your teeth are fucked up, you probably shouldn't be here. I said, you probably should get your ass up, ask for a refund, and go to the dentist. 3 or 4 people that were at that event went and got braces and texted me pictures. And now their teeth are starting to actually be straight because this was a while back. Yeah. And they're fucking telling me, dude.
Confidence is through the roof.
Smile, met somebody. Yeah. It's like, dude, I'm just trying to tell the truth, folks. I'm just trying to tell you the truth.
I made a similar comment once where I never understood when it comes to plastic surgery, if you know what I'm saying, why certain women want to get the rims before they fix the grill. Fix the grill first, then get the rims. I mean, don't go to the augmentation before you go to the orthodontist.
Yeah, well, I think it stems back with the earlier conversation with letting everybody win. People want to make a girl feel bad because she has bolt-on titties. Yeah, it's like, hey, if it makes her feel better, if it fills out the shirt better, gives her more opportunity, then just freaking go ahead. Quit making her feel bad. And on the other hand, if you don't get them and a girl's a little bit flat-chested, don't be such a fucking pervert that a girl has to have big boobs in order to give her an opportunity. I personally am more of a butt guy. Yeah. Like, I don't need boobs.
You're good?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, whatever you got is fine with me because I'm going to give a job to the person that's most qualified. I don't care what you look like. I'll hire ugly people. Clearly, you've been through my building.
I've seen them. Yeah, it's bad.
But listen, at the end of the day, I hire on talent. But listen, if everyone could work for me, you don't need dropping bombs.
Yeah.
Right? Come here. I'll treat you right. Treat me right. Everyone's happy. I'm trying to help people out there that are struggling in dead-end jobs, not knowing how to make a move. Why do you think that people are struggling at life?
I think it's because people allow themselves to be leased.
Leased
is
like
what
a car?
Like a car. When you lease what things do you lease? You lease depreciating
things that
assets. Depreciating assets. And I think there was an article yesterday. It's funny we're talking about looks, and I was going to wrap it all in. There was an article I saw, whatever it was, and somebody had just posted on social media, and it was like, why women can't find a good man. And it was going on and on. I'm saying, this is why, because now the gist of this article was that men are intimidated by women now because they're on the co-op, whatever. But my opinion is this.
See, one person wrote that.
I know, but here's my thought. My thought is the same thing in business. If you let yourself get leased, if you're that person that'll move in with somebody else and see how that goes for 3 years before maybe they marry you, then that's your problem. When I first moved to Vegas, I had what I like to call my $1,800 a month gym membership. And the reason being is because when I moved out here, my wife's like, there's no way in hell you're moving in with me unless we're engaged. So I moved into the Manhattan condos. I just rented a place that was already furnished. It was $1,800 a month. I never slept there one night. I slept at her house, but my clothes were there and I went to the gym there. So it was my $1,800 my gym membership because my wife wasn't going to let me lease her. She's like, you want to be with me, you got to buy me. I'm the same way in business. Like, you want to do business with me, you have to commit to me for the long haul. You're not going to step in, get some information from me, and step out. I had a guy send me an email this morning, and it said exactly this. It said, hey, I'm over at this company, and it's a high split company where they get killed. And they said, I'm friends with so-and-so that works for your company, and I'm getting ready to go back to sell new homes to take a job. But I've got 3 transactions that I need to do, so I want to move to your company, do these transactions, and then I'm going to go sell new homes. And my response back was, man, I'm not a pit stop. I'm not your guy. There's a lot of places you can go and do that. But our agents come to work for us, and the people we invest in are here for the long haul. So I think if you start treating yourself in a way where you have to get purchased and not leased, you'll find a lot more success. There's a lot of people using people.
Okay, and the best one thing you can do every day, what is it?
I would say the best one thing you can do is have a vision. And one of the things that I teach is the one-page business plan. I don't believe in big, long business plans. I believe in one page that's very flexible you can do. But the most important part of that is a vision statement. And what that vision statement is it's projecting yourself into the future. All right. I don't care if it's 3 months, 2 years, 5 years, but it is a definitive statement of where you are and who you are every day. And so you can say on December 31st, 2018, the end of the year, I am, and then you say what you are. And then every morning when you wake up, you look at that statement, and now you got a choice to make. Are the actions that I'm going to take today going to get me closer to that person or further away? And what happens is most people don't do that. They don't know where they're going. So instead of swimming, they're treading water.
Yep, I agree. I just said the other day, most people want to get to the next level, but they can't describe
The level.
what the level looks like.
Nope.
And you're not gonna have an easy time getting there if you can't describe the next level. I have these 5 factors of success that I've talked on a stage, and someone had me talk about them just the other day, and I said, they're like, so where'd these 5 come from? And I'm like, well, the 5 came from about 50. He's like, what do you mean? You've got more? I'm like, well, sure. He's like, well, what do you mean? What are they? I'm like, stop lying to yourself.
Yeah. Remove
emotions out of business decisions. There's so many, come on, folks, look behind yourself and you start to realize, man, I did that right and that wrong. Well, that's a lesson. That's something you can pass on to the next gen or the next option or situation that you're in. What if somebody's out there listening and they want a job? What if they're a realtor, they're listening to this, they happen to be in Vegas or apparently Denver now?
Yeah, we're open to Denver.
What if they're in realty and they want to work for a flat, or they want to hang their license with a broker that doesn't take part of their commission? Who do they call?
Well, they would actually just go to our website, Simply Vegas Real Estate. You can go to the Join Me section on that. You'll be able to read all about our company and how to join it.
Is there a spot where they can put in the bomb squad so you know they came from here?
Absolutely. We'll add that line on there. They can put it on there so we'll know they came from here, but absolutely you can.
Because you want to source them. You're not sourcing them now?
No, but
Foolish.
Well,
data is valuable.
True. No, without question.
How'd you hear about us is what I always ask. Did I ask you that earlier?
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
Yes,
I always ask, because if you're not sourcing your opportunities, if you're not sourcing your customers, if you're not asking people that are coming to you for any reason, how did you hear about us? You're foolish.
No, without question.
So even if it's a realtor.
Agreed.
Because a realtor helps you, right?
Agreed, yeah.
And you help a realtor.
Agreed.
So right now, realtors are hearing you going, damn, dude, I want to work for that company. Well, that helps them. Now, they are going to help you. So if you just put a little, how'd you hear about us? Mm-hmm. My fam will put in the bomb squad. Then, 6 months from now, I'll say, hey, how many people did you get? You'll be like, dude, we put on 50 people because of your bomb squad. Well, and that's what I'm looking for. I want impact. I want to be able to have a bomb squad so big they're calling me to get certain people elected. Like, Brad, can you tell the bomb squad?
Can you make it work? Let's go. Got to push this one over.
Can you please do a podcast and sway this deal here? And if I believe in it, I'll tell the bomb squad. And guess what? Bomb squad does what they want. I don't tell them anything. I bring them facts.
That's it.
I tell them the truth, and then they react or they don't react.
Yeah.
Sometimes people come on with a book coming out and it sells them a shitload of books. Then other guys come on, they're like, oh, it didn't work for me. Nobody wanted my book. Well, nobody wanted your fucking book, bro.
Yeah, maybe you weren't very entertaining on the podcast.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Now, don't you got a book coming out too, by
I
the
do.
way?
Yeah, we have a book coming out. Again, that'll be available through the Simply. Well, you can click the
What's it
Simply
about?
Vegas side. It's about sales, man. I mean, I know that's kind of cliche to do that, but the way that we teach it, the way that we teach our people, man, and the things that we do is so far beyond the basics of what it is, and it gets into every aspect of the job, from running the business to how to network to how to attack social marketing to doing these things to really selling real estate into the next century is what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
The business is changing constantly. A lot of the content that was very relevant even 5 years ago is now so outdated. You know, my goal is to write a book that I know right now going into it is so relevant that it'll be not relevant in 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't want to write the same old content. I want to be forced to write another book.
What's it called?
In 5 years. Working title. Don't have one yet.
Dude,
Working title.
my book's coming out here in about a week.
What's the title?
Living with a Large Penis.
Did you ghostwrite that? Or?
No.
No. Are you sure?
Is it nonfiction?
Yeah.
It's
I heard.
It's nonfiction.
I did hear you got a cock hanging below your knees.
Hey, where do they find you on social media?
Instagram, the John Gafford on Instagram.
Gafford, the John Gafford, folks. Go check him out. See if you want to follow him. He's got a book on the way. Check him out, and I'll have you back when that book comes out.
Awesome.
And I'll have you back anyway.
Awesome.
Folks.
Well, I owe you $1,000. I got to come back at some point.
Oh yeah. Well, you ain't got to come for that. I'll be fine.
Track me down,
folks. Listen. Thanks for listening to today's episode. Go check out iTunes and share and like and leave comments and shit so we can grow our freaking forces. Till next time.